It's been some 30 years and a couple of generations ago that the awesome shrill of a whistle and the sight of a giant steam locomotive made the scene in Western New York, which was once the second largest rail center in North America. Thanks to the Western New York Railway Historical Society, 3 special steam railroad passenger excursions were made in June of 1985 over the scenic route of the Erie Railroad, from Buffalo to Corning and back. And the star of the show was the powerful ex-nickel plate road Berkshire steam locomotive number 765. The steam engine was completely rebuilt by volunteer members of the Fort Wayne Railroad Historical Society, and one of its founders is crewman Glenn Brendel.
It took about 7 years of fundraising and about 7 years of scraping and fixing and rejuvenating to put it in the condition we have it today.
And the cost? Ballpark figure.
Ballpark figure, hard dollars, probably around somewhere just shy of $100,000, I would guess.
Now, what can you tell me statistics on this baby?
Well, I think its physical size is impressive. You don't realize it, but it's 100 feet long, 16 feet tall, weighs, ready for service, about 70,000 pounds, 400 tons plus. In its heyday, it would easily pull 100 cars at 70 miles an hour. Still could. We don't do that anymore, but still could do that. Produces about 4,000 horsepower as a drawbar. You want to compare that to a farm tractor, that's about 200 farm tractors.
About 1,000 passengers made one of the runs arranged by the Western New York Railroad Buffs. The organization, founded in 1980, has some 600 members who collect and restore vintage railroad cars. Don Macaluso handles the public relations for the group.
We wanted this engine to come here, and then the Conrail people helped us an awful lot. They were very willing to let us use their line, and we're very grateful to them also.
How many cars does your society own?
The society itself has over 10. On this train today, we have 17.
Now, these are all private cars. In addition to your own, where do you get the other cars? Are they leased?
Yes, those are leased from the owners to us for such and such an amount per day of use. And then when we're done with them, they will go on to other lessors, or they will go back to the owners.
Liz and Tom Stevens have been with the Fort Wayne group for 12 years. They own 5 coaches, which they have restored, and work as crew members on the 765, unmindful of the soot, oil, and grime. I saw you crawling into that firebox yesterday. What were you doing?
We had a couple of stay bolts in there that was leaking, giving us a little problem. We had to go in and dry those, and I weld them up. I seal weld them.
And you were covered with soot, and you looked like you enjoyed every bit of it.
Oh, I've really been dirtier than that, but that's about the way I usually look when I'm working on the engine. Cause I'm either in the smoke box or the firebox, seems like.
How about Mama now? Now, you have to wash all these clothes, but I saw you yesterday, and you had just as much soot on you. What were you doing?
I was standing by looking, and I got it too. Oh, I was carrying grease, cleaning, calling tools back and forth.
And how about the engineer who will run this iron horse? Would you believe that in the real world, Richard Melvin operates his own cable, television, and video production business? How did you learn this expertise of running a steam engine?
From both reading in old textbooks about how these machines work and then having the opportunity to come out and see in practical application how the things in the textbook work.
And how about hands-on training?
Well,
Huh?
there's a lot of that, to be sure. Every man on the crew has had his share of hands-on training.
The 270-mile round trip to Corning drew spectators by the hundreds, thrilled at the sound and sight of former generations. They lined the route to wave and record the event for posterity. And the countryside around Western New York added to the occasion in all of its splendor. What did the passengers think about their trip back in time?
Wonderful. We've just enjoyed it immensely.
I like it.
Bring back memories for you?
Oh, yes, it does. I had fired with a lot of the steam engines when I worked on the steam cranes and stuff when the maintenance and weight department.
What do you like most about it?
Oh, the ride and then all the onlookers and waving and everything. Something different.
Do it again?
Oh, yeah.
I've never been on a train.
Well, that's great then.
And
What
I'm
do you like best?
just the ride, the scenery, everything's just beautiful. I really enjoyed it. I'm very overwhelmed.
Well, it's brought back a lot of memories when I was a boy, and my grandfather used to work for the road. We've enjoyed it tremendously.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great thing to bring back a little nostalgia to the community. What a sharing all up and down the line with the people watching at the crossings, and it's just fantastic. It shows that we need something like this.